It is time to do some long overdue maintenance on this baby. I don't know how this dirt gets in here, but it does. Alright, so not only do we have a lot of leaves and grass in here, it's always good to check the state of the belt and the cable. This is the engagement cable. That's the thing that's kind of tethered. I'm not exactly sure. This is my first time taking it apart and changing the blades, and believe me, I've had it for a pretty long time, so I can't imagine what I'm going to find underneath the deck. Like I said, it's been neglected. But better late than never. Alright, I figured out how to get off the umbilical cord. This spring came off of this hole right here. All I had to do was pull that, and that came off. And then over here, you can see it had it went down in this slot like this, but it pushed in like that, and I just needed the needle nose to push back that little tab right there, and it slid right out. So now I got it loose, and I can take it out and blow it off. Alright, it's not too bad. You know, the usual. I got this crud, but now the problem with letting it sit on here for so long is that it has moisture in it, and the moisture will eventually rot the deck. But my deck looks in pretty good shape. So I'm gonna take off the blades, I'm gonna scrape it, and then I may power wash it. Why not? Screw it. It's too much work. Get the power washer. I know I make it sound like I didn't take care of this tractor at all, but it came with 2 years worth of service in-home, so it was maintained for the first couple of years, and so it has been about 5 years. I do admit it is overdue, and I'm glad I'm taking care of it. Nothing like wearing it. Well, I got a little bit dirty, but come on, look at this. It looks brand new. Of course, it's wet. When it's dry, it'll look dull, but that's okay. And the underside looks nice too. No rot. Of course, the paint is peeling, and yeah, some of the metal is rough, but all in all, not in bad shape. Now I'm going to change the blades. Oh, mother of sweet Jesus! Using a block to have the blade supported helps to give you leverage. And I use the biggest wrench that I have. I could always put a pipe in the end if I needed to, but I didn't need to. So these are the old blades. And the new blades that I'm using are these I got on Amazon. These are max power, and come in a set of two. They were about $23, $23.50. Really not that expensive. And they're made in USA. I don't know where that is. Just kidding. I don't really torque them because the rotation of the blade actually tightens the nut, if you think about it. So that's the other thing, is you don't really know when you open them up whether they're a reverse thread or not. So you just got to think about the rotation of the blade and the torque of the engine, and that tightens down the bolt. So in my case, they are not reverse thread. The other thing that I've always wondered about was, how do they not hit each other? Well, there's about a 1/4 of an inch gap in between the blades, and that's the way it's engineered. So I guess technically a little bit of grass could go right down the middle and not get hit. But if you think about it, this one's in front of that one, so that's how they kind of offset and don't leave a stripe. The next step is to change the engine oil. And I've got, this is pretty cool here. This is a tube that I can empty the oil without having to make a mess. So that's pretty cool. This is just a Briggs & Stratton engine. I don't even know. There we go. 21 horsepower. And the oil filter is over on this side. And I don't have the fuel filter yet. I ordered it, that and the air breather. But I think they're literally on a slow boat from China, which is unusual for Amazon. But evidently, the seller is someplace out of the country. The only potential flaw in this design is that that tube just wants to stay straight up. So I taped it so that I can go work on the filter while it's emptying. Alright, for this I put an aluminum tray underneath it as far as I could. I have a paper towel on hand if I need it. I don't want any oil to drip on the frame because it could eventually find its way to the pulleys underneath and cause slippage. So, and I found that it is just hand tight. So I thought it moved. Yep, it's moving. I was right. And here comes the Earl. Not bad. Now this is a paper filter in here, so they say to just, I've seen YouTube videos that say you should prime your filter first, because then that way it's not soaking up the oil from the engine. And of course, take a little bit of oil on your finger and just lubricate the seal. It's still dripping a little bit here, but it should be good. Good enough for this. If I could find the thread. There we go. Should have done this before I put it on, but... Alright, the last thing to do is to replace Sparky. There's only one cylinder in this engine and only one spark plug. And there she blows. And there's the old one. Pretty dirty. Compared to the new one, anyway. And the gap is 0.030. And it was just pre-gapped, but I verified it. It's dirty. Not for long. Alright, a bit of a mess again, and I lost a couple stickers. But look! It looks brand new. Isn't that nice? Visit my website, HandyDadTV, for more great ideas and information. Be sure to subscribe to be the first to know when new videos are posted.